to the church. 3. It's a Dominican Monastery, convent, sorry, and it's like it's being constructed in the 16th century, and many things happen in this place. It used to be a place that monks live, of course, but also with the pass of the time. The architect that was thinking about what this place should be and how what the service needed to be a museum and everything, rebuild this block and create and then give you the design of the modern architecture. And this is right over there. So you have many glass and right angles and everything that is typical from that period. Now our museum, it's a modern and contemporary art museum. Okay, what you'll find here is mostly art. So many things happen in this place. We used to have festivals and everything. This time this place I do not quite know what happened there. These events. We hope that this year sun returned after the pandemic. Sun will be returned. So this is a place that now we just have this image where we connect between the artists, painting artists, and the writers, because we now have different places where we go to read a book. It's a different place where you go to see a painting, for example. But you have to understand. But Bell is my friend. He says that 15 minutes are already passed, so continue this way. What I'm saying is, you have to remember that how we are now today, we don't know if you will be a writer, you will be an artist, and you live in the same period. You talk about life, you talk about what is being an artist and everything. So this now we have different places, but the artist was connected with each other. So it's so much important to read a writer as well as see a sculpture or a painting to understand what happened in that period in art. So this remembers us not with the writings, but with the person who write them. That we need to continue to be connected to that part as well. It was the beginning of our museum, and we still have to be connected with that, because it's the way to understand our culture and it's the way to understand the culture in general. That is not separate everything and do connection between them. And you will find that in our museum as well. Okay? And also main gallery. Okay? Come to me, please. I will go a little bit inside. What if you will find in this corridor over here, in the period of the monks, this used to be the cells. That is the rooms where they have their private place. Okay? This was to be a museum have to be more open, but in this part over here you still see the doors of the cell, how the volume of the doors where it used to be. Okay. Other thing is I would like to give this idea. For many years we used to have a director. In the past year we lost him, he died. And we are now rethinking our museum, and this is the period that we are visitors. It's like we are thinking what will be the future for us, and understanding more and more, and try to understand with the accents of our director, what was our path during these years, and about what will be the next step as well. So what you will find in our museum is that we are like turning the page. We are trying to understand what will be the future. So, you will find Amadeo Souza Cardoso, that one over there, the main piece of art that you see there is already Amadeo Souza Cardoso. But in this place over here, I would like to explain you that we are continue add new piece of art to our collection. And a way to do that is by a award that we have 2 and 2 years that have the name of the artist, Amadeo Souza Cardoso, and also have several types, categories in the awards. The most important one that is for people who are already big artists and alive artists. That is one of the things that we just give awards to a live artist. That is this one that you see here and over here as well. And they are artists, Portuguese artists mainly. And you can see since abstraction, how right is now a piece of art as well, not just how the writing, the letters could be incorporated in the art. Here you have more like figurative paintings. I will give you the name just so you have an idea. For the ones that are Portuguese, maybe they know who is. But Júlio Pomar, Níquias, Fernanda Azevedo, Anjo de Souza, big names of the contemporary art. Okay? In that room over there, you will see others that the director tried to that the collection could be like a story, could be made just with our piece of art, the history of art in Portugal. The main artists are being represented in our collection, not just with award, but also some donate the work to be in our collection as well. Other type of exhibition and donations are let's just see the video and then provide so, who was Amadeo? Amadeo lived in the beginning of the 20th century, died with almost 31 years old, and was born here in the Mountain, not in the center, but in the village of and he was from a very rich family in this region, so convinced them that was he wanted. He go to Lisbon, studied architecture, stayed 1 year there, but Lisbon was a very, very small part of it. So he, in the next year, go to Paris. And Paris, in that period, was the center of Monaco. They had Picasso, both and so on and so on, was in all Paris. And Amadeo was there. He never studied in the academic way of thinking. He studied relating with the artists and studios, and sometimes go to a famous student learning artists never in the academic world. But he lived in that period in Paris, and he has, when you look at the paintings, you could see that he wasn't, how can I say that? Wasn't trying to find something. Why? Example that almost everyone knows. Paulo Picasso. He has different periods. He has the pink period, he has the blue period, the ceramic period, and so on and so on and so on. And all in that period of time, you just do that type of style. With Amadeo, this doesn't happen. He could do that, for example, the musicians. At the same time, he could be doing that. Rata is the name, for example, that one with head on the phone here. Or abstraction over there. So he does this almost at the same time. Sometimes he's doing a thing and do another completely at the same time. People say that sometimes maybe he have a sense that it will be lived shortly, so he have to do everything so quickly. Others say that he was looking for his own style. So for finding his own style, you have to try everything else. Okay. In this way over here, you have drawings and cartoons. Okay. Drawings, and when you look to the modern art, you have several isms. Cubism, abstractionism, futurism, orientalism, and so on and so on and so on. Almost all of that, Amadeo has made one piece of art. Okay? At least one. And he died. Why he died so young? Because he died in the later pandemic that we have, we call it in Spanish flu. And he died in 1918. Okay? So he has time of production 10, a little more, but 10 years at least. Okay? And he had done 300 works. Okay? So a very intense period of production. He was in Paris, then the First World War happened, he came to Portugal, and he came to Portugal, but between that, it's another idea that I want you to have, not just the stylish and the revolution stylish that he brings to Portugal in that period. Remember, in that period we don't have internet, television, anything. So what he was seeing, he saw in Paris, no one in Portugal has seen it. Okay? When he shows this, some people say that he was joking. Never this could happen called art. And in the other room, we will be more clear. So, another thing, it was very revolutionary in the painting, but also how he was a strategist in the world of art. He wanted to be known. So he have done 20 drawings showing the best what he can do, made several copies of them, and sent it to the people in Europe by postcards in Europe, the people in art that he wants to be known by him. Okay? I want that man know me, and I send you 20 drawings to show what I do best. Nowadays we call it portfolio. In that time, we don't have that kind of an interpretation of what is that. Okay, and he does that. Now, almost every artist has to have a portfolio. Okay, in that period, it's not usual to do that. Other thing is that Amadeo Souza Cardoso understands that for being known, for being one of the best, he has to be considered by the best. How he does that? Living, have some lunch in his house because he have money, so don't have that kind of problem. Ask him to go to his house, have a friendly meal with them, and then show the work, and then go to the house of the other, and everything. Deep connections and know the people like that. He does that so well that in the period, in the beginning of 20th century, came from the United States, critical to select the best artists in Paris to take their work and go to the United States and show what is modern art in the United States. And it happened, and it's a big exhibition, and it goes to almost big important cities in the United States. And in between the big names was Amadeo Souza Cardoso, with almost 9 pieces of art. And was just the young guy that stays there. No, because in the public image, the marketing image created for the exhibition, the name of Amadeo was there in the middle, near to Picasso and other big names in international art. And he was in that exhibition. He was the one that sell most, almost all of the pieces that never come back because they don't sell. But he don't sell to the regular people. He sells to other artists, critical, historical, and then so on and so on. So he, even in the center of art, only the experts understand the work of Amadeo. Okay, that is the thing that I want you have in mind, because in the next room you will see Amarante is very rich in artists that live here, writers and so on. Sometimes it's very difficult to choose one to tell you about them. I will give some names. Amadeo Souza Cardoso is one. Antonio Carneiro, that is another painting. Acacio is another one. Writers, for example, of Teixeira Pasquais, that is that man over there looking to whatever. And also, Teixeira Pasquais was less known by the common people, but he also draw and do painting, and you have a little some part of them over in that wall behind him. And so we have so many people. But what you will see, Howard, here in our museum, in the next room, is that you can see that António Carneiro e Acacio and the time that Amadeo do this, they have been known by as the one of the best in Portugal. And you see the contrast, because what you see here is completely different that you will see from other paintings. And I will give you more information when you arrive there, because I'm talking for a long time. See here, this is Amadeo, and this is another artist from Amarante, okay? See the difference between the portraits, the horses as well, so see the difference and count.
Okay, let's go.
You are from here also?
Yes, from city.
We are now studying the block that we see on downstairs, the modern block in the architecture of our building. This is the base. So see over here is Antonio Carneiro. This guy, old guy over here. All this is Antonio Carneiro. This one, smaller one, is a Castellino. And the other thing that you see on the other side are works from Amadeo. So landscape. What is different? Portrait, completely different. Yes. So that one over there is the house of the roof. Is the house from the family. Okay, just to have an idea. See the landscape. See how portraits are done differently. And what you can learn, even with what you learn, the technique is very similar to this one, of course, but have different intentions. Already have a little revolutionary. I would like just to say that when Amadeo showed this work that you see here, almost a few years before he died, after he died, and he does like this. In Lisbon, people, okay, just do that. This is hard. But in Portugal, sometimes some people try to beat him, some people spell to him because they thought that this was offensive. Tell that this is art just can be offensive to the people here. Imagine this and Amadeo died, and take almost 40 years to Amadeo be known by Portuguese people. And we just know him because the wife have kept the work of Amadeo and stayed together and wait for the people are ready to know the work of her husband. So many of these have been donated by the wife of Amadeo to be here. We are almost the only place in Portugal that we try to every day has this to show. We don't have most of the work of Amadeo. Another foundation in Portugal has this is Carlos in Lisbon, but it don't expose formally the works of Amadeo. Okay? Amadeo died, and 40 years old. You have to understand that he started to be known where we are living in Portugal, a dictatorship. Okay? And was a group in the dictatorship that started to show Amadeo. But don't show this diversity. Just show cubism and abstraction. All over the other things that don't put in this type of style, they don't show. Take more time to know the full work of Amadeo after the dictatorship. And now we are understanding that now Amadeo starts to be recognized internationally as well. In 2016, we have in Paris, a big exhibition of Amadeo showing not only inside Portugal but as well outside Portugal. We have been more and more people ask us to give the opportunity to the work of Amadeo go to the other place outside. So this is the main character here in our museum. I hope you like it. I hope you enough to you. If you have more, if you want more information, just ask. Let's go to the other side. You will find a little bit a cheap image that is a couple of devils. Okay? In Amarante, and now starting a little bit about history of Amarante and what you can find in history of Amarante, I will give you just some tips. For example, in Amarante, we grow as a city because of the saint, São Gonçalo. Stays here, the people start to come to listen to the priest, come to help with construction of the first bridge, that not this one that you see here, but the other, more medieval one. And this starts to grow as a village and then a city. Okay? So you find in the historical part of the city at least 3-4 churches. So very religious and connected with the church and the power of the church as the city grows. We say that to compensate all of that, we have the capital of that. Okay? We have the pagan part as well, so important as the religion. We go there, we'll see and talk a little bit about the history, and then you go outside and do a little visit to the church. Gonçalo was buried. Okay? Medieval one. Same place. Why is this in this direction? Because of the period where it's being built. The important main place that is the altar has been turned to this side and the entrance in the opposite side. Okay? This part over here is more sculptures and everything because they are in the square and this is almost the facade, main facade of the church. Let's look here. Dominican order over there. This one goes upstairs, São Gonçalo. The bridge on the feet is very important. The Bible in one hand because he preached. Okay, and the name I don't know, but like it's for the pilgrim because he was a pilgrim. He goes to the Holy Land and then come back, and after that stays here in the Marante. All this started. São Gonçalo was a matchmaker, a very important one in Portugal in the 16th century, the beginning of the discoveries in Portugal. The rise of Saints begins in Portugal, and the two more important are all, and Sant Antonio in Lisbon and São Gonçalo. Why? The two they were matchmakers. The man goes to the sea, and in our country you have lack of men, so it was very important to marry one, and it was because of that they are very known. São Gonçalo, the joke says that when Saint Antonio don't resolve, come to São Gonçalo and it's no problem, it will be done. Okay, and why he's known by the old ladies. Other thing, our bridge that you see here, the bridge is not the medieval one. We thought that the medieval could be in this place, had been made after. Okay. Even happened here, already stays this bridge in the second invasion of Napoleon. You see some holes, you see some damage over in the church as well. You see some bullets, cannon bullets and everything came from that period. What happened is very quick way to say so. The French saw that Amarante is an easy way to the rest of the Portugal because we don't have so many militaries here. So we came, but the people and the few that stays here defend the city. Take everything from this side, go to the other side, barricade them to the other side, and they stay here 14 days against their will. And this is time enough to the rest of the materials rearrange in the Douro region. And when they could pass, they became with them, and they have been expelled from our country. So no success. What happened with our village? This side have been almost all destroyed, okay? Because they stay here 14 days against their will. So this is mainly what happened. What happened is we don't know, but we have a typical climate in this period that it seems like the clouds came to the river, okay? And in a very young day, the French saw this as an opportunity and attack one side and very quickly go in silence, go to the other, explode the river, okay? And it's the only way that it could pass through the city. Okay? Very, very quick information about that. Let's go inside the city. The city.
Ajde, govorim posle na brzinu.
Yes, yes. No, the option of return.
We must hear, because this is a great piano here.
Different view from our city. This thing is, we are now in up, now it's just down. Be careful with this. This is electrified, don't touch. Because of the birds, don't touch it. Because the poop of the birds damage. Okay? Don't touch the wires, please. Be careful with the wires. It's electrifying because of the birds. Okay? Careful with that. Don't touch, don't touch. It's not to touch. It's electrifying.
52 on
So this is the bottom of the kings. I here represented the kings that are allowed to be certain will.
Yes, you will.
The king. John the third. Sebastian, I don't know. This is the one that go to in the fall and disappear in a battle, and the Portuguese think that he returned in the fall as well. So this is one of the most younger things that we. That is a representative of the church. Sorry. And Philip, the first of Portugal and second of Spain. That one, another king. So this is the the ones that have been kings as well as the part of the church today during the construction of the church. Okay, and this is a place where the blessing has been made through the city in the festivities. We arranged to
Rose?
no, it's not rose. It's
Cravos.
Cravos is
Como é que se diz
craving.
cravos?
I think it's like it's red flowers. Is our flower always also
Lavender.
no. Red one. No. I will try in my phone and then I say it's more easy. Yeah, because it's very related to what I was saying, and we like a rain of flowers when we do the blast to the city. Okay, the flowers go to the state and go up to the
To the
downtown.
people.
Yeah. So this is a place to visit and to see our city differently. Now we go to the rest of the church and speak about. We are waiting for the rest of the
Italian teacher at course, so she is a guide, a linguistic guide, and there are most of ancient singing
Yeah, this is the same thing. We call it Cornwall. It's a place where we sing to the rest of the community. Yeah, it's the same thing. Sorry?
Carnation is a flower.
Carnations, right. I'm always miss this translation. Carnations. Yeah, we have the works. We have the schools for the people learn how to play it. Because we don't have just this one. We have this one and more two as well. Yeah, and one that is mobile. So we have a school just to teach how to play this instrument.
Vamos eu mostro aqui na noção.
Yeah, that is the tomb of the saint. Yeah, the chapel and the main altar. Yeah, it used to be down to the earth, but because of the near of the river, you have to go a little up, and so the altar also go up.
Значи той ултар, а може ти къде си? В ултара или там?
Fica, isto é mais antigo, mesmo antigo, era muito mais bonito.
What happened here?
Era antigo.
Some
Estava enquadrado com
construction. The money is not enough, so this should be all made of stone, but don't have money to do that, so they paint as should be. Now understand. Let's go. I think we are all over here. Cornwall is a place where the people sing to the rest of the community. This is you have to see that this was the highlight of this period, because in the Baroque period we have all kind of art in this object. We have music, you have sculpture, you have painting. All art stays in one object. So it's a highlight of our church. Yeah, someone can stay there, play it, and everything.
But where?
Where?
There.
It's over here. It's this very small. Very straight space. If someone is a little fat, it's not allowed. Yeah, they don't have to be afraid of height as well, because it's very straight over there.
When you face somebody, he or she should be seen.
Yeah, of course, because if you feel like claustrophobic or... No, it's not mine. It's...
two brothers that they're
Okay, thanks. Obrigada.
So the priest is outside, and inside the priest is inside.
Everything very clean.
Sorry. Can we enter? Yeah.
I didn't know. I learned now. I like it. So this is the place where the priests and the people with them prepare themselves to go to the practice in the church. So it was a very important place. All the decoration that you see here is to prepare everyone that go to the practice to be in the spirit way to go to the church. This all from, I think this is from the 70s. This is Manis. Yeah, you have different. You have here, for example, you have the history of the. Ajuda-me se eu não quero dizer história de São Gonçalo. The baptism of São Gonçalo over here. This image, the dam over there, and the bird. Okay, this Catarina of Siena. That Siena is a city official. Okay. It's also a Dominican nun, so she is here represented. This is the representation of Christ, the flagellation. I think it's the name it's before that. Yeah, it's where it's
First crucifixion and then resurrection.
No.
It's not the resurrection. This is before the resurrection. It's where we have the vision. Okay? This is Paul and Peter. So this is the place where the priest prepared himself. It's very important. This is this is just to put something here, or maybe something that comes from the church and have a place to put it. Let's go inside the church now. No, this is national.
Olha aí.
But this is, we have like a very long and dedicated school to the kids here. And maybe in a period of time, Spain and us want the same country.
Andalucía.
Right.
Era
So,
muito na história que
This is from 17.
Maybe.
Século XVIII é duas cores, o azul e o branco.
We have the indication that in the 18th century it's just the blue and the white, and before that was blue, white, and violet.
Blue is Irish. Top representative.
Elizabeth no lugar. Yes. When we want to confess our the priest inside, and we stay here. Yes, we have a chair.
Те са грешни и не могат да влезат в
This is always open during the day.
Open.
Yes,
I return it.
yes.
I return here.
Yeah.
Protect us from the wind. Okay, this, and now with the innovation, that is a new one because we put again the main entrance as a service to enter in the church. Okay. Here you have several chapels, different periods, different styles over here. And in this side, what happened? I just say that. So what happened is, when this church has been built, we have a different type of practice in the Christian
Period.
What happened? It used to be that the priest stays over there, turn to God, and say the words in Latin. So he was the back over the community. Quando ele lançou o concílio?
Foi em 62, 63. Foi com o Papa João XXIII.
So, something happened in the church that rearranged how to practice being the practice, the new practice. And that happened in the century, in the past century, 16, 17, almost there. And what happened is the altar come to the center, more near to the community, the priests start to say the words in the language of the country where they are. So the people started to understand what they are saying. And in this change that happened in our church in a few years, 2 years, something happened that is this and being rebuilt. So this is new, it's contemporary. What is the main thing? The table, and what you see around the table, it's the faces of the Last Supper. The big one is Christ, the other are the disciples. Okay? So if you could open the block over there, you will see the Last Supper. And there is where stay the preach now, and there is where the Bible are read and explained. In the past, this was the places where the Bible are read or the Bible are read. You will see different styles. So monument and itself is a document of different periods. So what you find now from our time is this big door over there, and this place, these three elements over here. Okay? What happened? São Gonçalo, the tomb over here, and the shackle now is not with the image because it's been cleaned and everything. We hope that soon come to the right place. And the tomb is, we have the practice what's the name of the rose again? Carnation. I almost forgot everything. We give carnations to our saints because we call it carnation as well. Some probably in the skin, and it's because of that are related. So when people come and ask something to the saint, and he gives the carnation to the saint and leave it there. We can go there and you see a old image over there. That is from
século XVI,
16th century, 17th century. The oldest figure that we have from the side. And I will explain here because we go there and do a little walk and then go away. That figure, it's why we have like a legend, popular legend. He's not something that real. That image used to be in the streets where the saints go out and do all the religion activity in the street. And the people are just allowed to touch in the cordel. We have the rope and then we have the thing. The bell. And the people just allowed to touch the bell where the saint stays in the streets. What happens is that signifies something, and that it started to build a big history behind that. If you want a husband, you have to pull the bell, and something will arise under the skirts. But that is not true at all. It's legend, but there's so many legends related to the São Gonçalo as well. And you will see the image that provoked that. And you have to understand that it's related because the people just could touch in the bell. So everything go up to from that point. Okay? We go over there, do a little surrounded, and then we go up.
The flower that we spoken,
Това са мощите на
What's
Сан
that?
Gonçalo. Попитайте кой е ликувал, той е бил учител.
So it's probably in your skin.
cadê essa pipa-tuca, boneca sexy?
Of course, it's like. So some people, some people go and do a little test where is more damage. You will see. So the two devils, they used to be in the church. They used to be adored like other saints as well. So why the importance of them? They are the entities of fertility, of the human, as well as camps and everything. So they have seeds in their hands. They have they used to have the sexual organs outside. This first thing that have to be inside the church. And everything the people have, we used to be economically very related to agriculture, so the fertility of the fields are very important, or was very important to us. So the connection with this English is related to that part. When you look to them, you think, okay, maybe this came from discovery of Portugal, when Portugal goes to Africa, other countries and everything. We don't know. Why? Because these two are replicas. What happened is that in the second Napoleon invasion, the original ones have been burned in the public square. Okay, they go out and a local artisan rebuild them. Okay, so we don't have any type of, we cannot do tests to understand why they came away, and not any kind of document that says how the first one came to this, to America. So this is a mystery. They are couples, so probably more related to some practicals in Australian, okay, coast. So Africa is outside the picture. And what happened here? They stays in the church. The church don't want it there, so they arrange and then put in the more less important place in the church, and so on and so on. They have been sold to Sandman, the guy of Portugal, English guy, and take them, go to London with them. He stays. They are being used by Sandman in the international exhibition that happened, World International Exhibition in Paris, where the Tower of Eiffel had been made for that international exhibition. They were there. Another happened in London, and they wasn't there as well. So Michael Martin strategy, exotic ones, he showed the wine, we're doing the talk about this image, he tasted and they sell it, something like this. But the people of Monastery don't want that. Arranged to be stop the contract, and they come back. And they come back in the festivities of the city in June. All people come and they come, the devils come, they come back and everything, dress as devils, do a little tour over the city and everything, and they came back here. So after that, our museum has been started, and they are the first image that have been incorporated in our collection. Okay? Just very, very short history about the devils. Here are other artists, Portuguese artists, surrealism, and so on and so on. Not like a connection directly to America, but very important to the history of art in Portugal. Okay? More abstract over here, more figurative in this side. I will not stay that long here. Let's continue our tour. Okay, let's go downstairs.